Hello, good morning, everyone. Happy, what day is it today? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everyone. I hope you're all having a great morning so far. I'm just having breakfast here with Noah and Samuel. They're having some breakfast, some pancakes for today. So a big shout out from them. They may interrupt this video numerous times, but we'll see how that goes. Good morning, Matt. Hope you're all right. Morning to you. So for everyone that's going to be watching either live or catching up, as you will know, the lockdown reading challenge that we have set the church is Beyond the Big C by Jeremy Marshall, Hope in the Face of Death and his battle with cancer. And so effectively what we're going to do, we're just going to have a go at reading 5 pages of this. Late breakfast, yeah, I know, they had a lie-in. Hey Melissa. So we're going to be reading about 5 pages of this with his journey now. We'll see how we get on with the boys. So we're on page 10, and I think Jeremy has just been describing how he's been at a friend's house with his wife for dinner, and then he's found something. It's like I found a lump or something like that, and it says, "Noah, buddy, can you go and play in the lounge with that quietly?" Not wanting to upset anyone, I went back and told my hosts, "I'm sorry I feel ill. I need to go home." On the way home, I told Jeanette, and on the Monday, I arranged to go for a scan at the Marsden on the following Friday. I would get the results in a week, on a day which is seared into my memory, Friday the 13th of June, 2015. Back at the Marsden. That Friday, I sat with Jeanette in the waiting room of the Marsden. As normal, the nurse came to collect us and take us through to see the oncologist. On the way, she said simply, "Nobody." On the way, she said simply, "I'm really sorry. That was enough warning." My worst fears were confirmed when I entered the room. Normally, I would meet with the oncologist and a nurse, but instead, at least half a dozen people were waiting for us. Straight away, they told me, "We're really sorry. You've got 5 large tumours in various places throughout your body, and we can't operate on them. In fact, your cancer is incurable." The next question from me was obvious. What's the prognosis? After the usual qualifications about difficult to say, the answer was quite bold. 18 months. Wow, to get in that 18 months to live, that's tough. I'm not ashamed to say that I burst into tears. Life changed forever. 4 years on. Now, as I write this, getting on for 4 years later, the situation is pretty much the same. I still have 5 fairly large tumours, and my outlook is still as uncertain, but I'm alive. Nobody remember. I'm incredibly grateful for the expertise of the oncologists and the staff at the Marsden, plus the research on mine and other rare conditions next door at the Institute of Cancer Research. In the meantime, we've tried various experiments which haven't worked, and therefore I've basically stuck to chemotherapy. After a while, the oncologist decided that it was not the same cancer as before, but a completely different type. It was extrapulmonary small cell carcinoma. Quite how I got from a sarcoma to a non-pulmonary, I've never read those words before, so there we go. Small cell lung cancer, and how the growths were missed after the first one, I don't know. I quite enjoy baffling the medical establishment. A specialist who saw me told me, "You have some of the strangest symptoms I've ever seen," which I secretly enjoyed hearing. In the meantime, I've been through 4 complete chemotherapy cycles, lasting about 5 months each. Hey, morning to Byron, who's just watching here. Each cycle consists of 6 separate treatments, which take place every 3 weeks or so. After each, I get some time off to recover from the chemo, and then we start again. It's a real pity cancer hospitals don't give frequent flyer points. Another complication. Just to add to the fun, I've had serious problems with my eyes. In 2015, at the end of the first round of chemotherapy, Jeanette and I decided to go on holiday of a lifetime to Ecuador and the Galapagos. I told you drama would ensue, so never mind. Whoa, there. That's okay. We're just going to have a little crying child for a few minutes. Oh dear. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Right. Where were we? but we never made it. On the flight on the way there. Hello. Byron says hello. 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 On the flight on the way there, the retina in my left eye detached. It wasn't until we were deep in the Ecuadorian rainforest that I realised what happened. By the time we got back to Quito to have the diagnosis confirmed, it was too late to fix it. I eventually made my way back to England and was referred to St Thomas Hospital in London, where another excellent doctor put me through multiple operations, but without being able to restore sight in the left eye. However, he checked me out carefully and said that the other eye, the right one, was fine, and that lots of people only have one eye. Oh, so that's tough, losing one eye just like that. A few months later, my right eye went in exactly the same way. Whoa! This time I was in Newbury, not Ecuador. I knew exactly what I had to do. And this time, after more operations, the eye was eventually fixed. Being treated for a detached retina is an unusual experience. After the operation, you have to position your head upside down like a bat for 45 minutes to every 60. This goes on for a week, and it enables the gas to be correctly positioned to heal the damage. For a while after the second operation, I was nearly blind, and I had to go. Oh, I've got a sad little boy here, and I had to be led round by the arm by my human guide dogs, such as my wife, children, or sometimes one of my sisters. One of them tongue-in-cheek, I hope. Agreed to guide me around London, holding my arm, but only on a condition I wore a badge saying I'm her brother, not her husband. Charming. which is good. Things could be a lot worse. I'm acutely conscious that most people's experience of cancer are far worse than mine. From the 5 tumours I have so far, even though some of them are fairly large, I've never felt anything of terms of side effects from the tumours themselves. My reaction to chemotherapy has been relatively mild compared to most people's, possibly because I have a very fast metabolism. I feel very tired and my hair falls out, which for a guy is not so bad anyway, but after treatment the hair has regrown and the tiredness has worn off. So far I have never once felt sick or nauseous, for example, which is a very common side effect for many people. I'm also aware that I have many significant advantages, humanly speaking: a loving family, wonderful healthcare under an excellent oncologist and eye surgeon, and perhaps most importantly, a relatively successful and in some ways moderate treatment so far. No, buddy. I remember a friend in our church who was so badly affected by chemotherapy that she would rather die than have more. Tragically, that's what eventually happened, with her Christian faith undimmed and a shining example to me. I've never felt anything like that so far, and I realised this was a massive advantage. When I compare my experiences with some friends of mine in Serbia, for example, I can see that I have experienced absolutely nothing. And then we'll pause there, and he will go on to explain some of that tomorrow, which I believe Jamie will pick up on. So, but what an account! What an amazing story! Yeah, and I guess everyone has it different. Like he had such a huge issues with his eyes, but yet he didn't feel any of the other kind of symptoms. Nauseousness and or the hair loss and stuff like that. So yeah, really, really challenging. So yeah, a mixed bag, but really, really tough. So my heart just totally goes out to anyone currently suffering and struggling with cancer or has suffered with it before. Yeah, I just pray for healing and restoration for you and for anyone that you know that is suffering with these conditions. And I guess ultimately we just place our trust and our hope in our Lord, who can give us the comfort through this time. So yeah, hopefully that's encouraged some of you guys today. This is a bit random doing this, but it's good, and it's really good to hear about his story. Anyway, I think you can get an ebook of this online, so if you want to read it yourself, you can buy a copy or you can get a copy online. That'd be great. But I hope you all have a great day. Don't forget, it's live worship and prayer tomorrow night or Wednesday night, and then we'll have Eden 2.0 again on Friday. But have a great Tuesday. My day is going to be a bit mad with my boys, but that's totally cool. So yeah, goodbye. Have a great day. Say bye from the boys. Say no. Say bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. He's happy now. Bye bye. See you later, buddy. Okay. God bless. Bye bye.